Hey, hello and welcome everyone. It's Thursday, April 28th of 2022. We've got about 1 hour left before the market close. And so what I wanted to do was another live stream for the YouTube community and sharing what stocks I'm currently looking at as possible option trades, not only for the remainder of today. Like I said, we've got about 1 hour left of the trading day, but also for tomorrow and for this upcoming next week. So these are stocks that I'm looking at. I'm not making any recommendations or advising anyone to do what I'm doing, right? So do your own due diligence, pick your own stocks. I'm just trying to share with you what I'm currently looking at as far as my trading activity, whether I'm buying or selling, and how I'm possibly using these stocks for my options trading. So let me go ahead and jump in and we'll get started. Let's go ahead and take a look here. Let's take a look at how the overall market's performing. Um, we'll take a look at the indices. Past couple of days have been up and down, and so hopefully we're going to see more green. I just don't know. We've got a couple companies that are actually reporting um, earnings this week, or earnings today. Actually, some of the bigger companies. I think Apple, Amazon might be two of those. But let's take a quick look. We can see the S&P 500. It's up 2.7%. The Dow is up 2%, just over 2%. NASDAQ is up 3.27%, which is awesome. We need that. And the Russell 2000, you can see it started out green, got a little bit red during the morning hours, and now it's back up. It's up to almost 2%. So that's awesome, right? So I like to see the more green during the day. Obviously, we can't always have that. In fact, we rely on volatility in order to make money. So having those red days mixed in there, we may not like it, but that's part of the game, and that helps us make money. So I'm going to go ahead and jump right in here and share with you a couple stocks that I've been looking at. And I actually shared them in my Simple Trading Room community. If you don't know about it, I've got a Discord community that I run, Simple Trading Room. It's available for you to join if you have any interest in it. What I do is I share my stock picks. I give entry and exit points for the stocks, and I also provide trade alerts for the stocks that I'm trading in. I'll go ahead and so if you wanted to take a look, if you have any interest at all, I'm also there for a Q&A session. I've got me and my team there. We answer questions. We provide information about different trading techniques. And then, like I mentioned, I always share my stock picks and then what I'm doing with them. And you can join over at discord.simpleoptiontrading.com. Okay, enough for the commercial there. That's not what we're here for, right? We're here to find out what stocks I'm actually looking at. All right, let's take a look here. Let me clear some of this out of here, make it a little bit easier for you to see. Let me see if I can get rid of this guy here. See, can't seem to clear him out of here. What the heck? There we go. That's a lot better now. All right, so we got the full screen view now, so we can kind of see what's going on. First, I want to share. Let's take a look at the VIX. This is the volatility index, right? It's the sometimes known as the fear factor. So when the VIX is up, stock prices tend to go down. And so let's take a look here. We can see that the VIX is actually down 11% today, down 3.5 points. It's still around 2809. But as you can see that during the different phases of the market, you can see when the volatility raises higher, the market tends to go lower. But let's jump in. So one of the first stocks that I shared in my community, in my Discord community, my Simple Trading Room Discord community, was a stock called Shoals Technologies Group Incorporated. Let's jump over to the chart real quick. And I'm still looking at this stock. I still think it's got some growth potential to it, and that's why I'm looking at it. I think if I can get into this stock and either with a cash secure put or a covered call option, I think there's opportunity there for me to make money. Let me zoom out a little bit, or zoom in as it were. So this is a chart going back to February of 2020, I believe. You can see the stock has been kind of up and down, right? Up and down. was trading in a range where it had a support right around $22. And then most recently, within that past few days, let me zoom in even more. So from 2022 on, we can see that this stock's really been trading in this range, anywhere from a resistance of $22 to a support level right around $10, $10.50. Well, it broke through, as you can see. What is that? April 22nd, it broke through, and it was trading below the major support line at $10.22. Currently trading at $10.25, its current market price. I'm thinking this stock is in an oversold condition. And so based off of that, I'd be looking for it to start moving higher. Let me take a quick look here. Get some more information about this company if you're not familiar with it. HLS. Go over to Yahoo Finance and give you a quick rundown of the company itself so that you can better see and understand what this company is and what they're all about. But $1.15 billion. So it's not a huge company, but it's not tiny either. So it's a kind of a considered a small cap. It have an average trading volume of 2.8 million shares. So there's plenty of activity with individuals trading, buying, and selling this stock. So that we like that because it implies or it offers liquidity if we're ever in a need where we own these shares and we want to, for current holding the shares and we need to trade them, sell them, as it were. We know that there's a market for it, and so we're always looking for average trading volume to be 1 million or higher, just because we like to have that liquidity. All right. So that's one of the good things about it. Let's take a look here. So now, if you're not familiar with this company, let me read real quick from the description. Now, this company provides electrical balance of system solutions for solar energy products in the United States. So the electrical balance of systems, it's otherwise known as EBOS. That's a funny little acronym. Now, this company, they produce the EBOS components. So that's the solar energy product components, which includes the cable assemblies, inline fuses, combiners, disconnects, recombiners, the wireless monitoring systems, the junction boxes, transmission enclosure. So really, all those words really means, when you come right down to it, is if you're familiar with solar installations on homes, the residences, what do you see? Well, you see the solar panels up on the roof. And so we're able to immediately identify, oh, that house there has solar, and we can see the solar panels. What we don't see is all the cabling and fuses, combiners, the solar inverters, the junction boxes, things of that nature. All that equipment, all those parts that tie the solar panel to whether it has batteries or to the house electrical system, all of those components are what this company, Shoals Technologies, provides. They manufacture and produce all these components, all the ones you don't see, not the panels themselves, but all those other things that you don't see. That's what this company does. And so for myself, I think that the solar market, there's a plenty of room for the solar market continue to grow and expand, right? So if you go down your neighborhood, you'll see houses that have solar panels, and then you also see houses that don't have solar panels. And so that eventually, I think, as we start moving forward, we're going to start seeing more and more houses become solar powered. And so that's why I'm looking into this company as a potential. Let me do something here real quick. What do we think this company is worth? What's the valuation, if you will? So if we take a look at what the industry analysts say, they give this stock, there's 8 industry analysts, and they give the stock a moderate buy recommendation. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, it means that these industry analysts believe that this stock has potential to go higher in the future up to a certain price level. And so if we look at the 1-year price targets that the industry analysts provide, they've got a low price target of $16 per share, a high price target of $44 per share, which gives this stock an average annual or an average 1-year price target of $28.43. So the stock has an upside potential of 177%. Now, obviously, there's no guarantee that the stock price will actually reach $28.43, right? But the consensus among the industry analysts is that there's some room for this stock to move higher and grow, right? So it's 177% upside. So if I'm holding this stock today, it's currently trading at $10.24. The consensus among the industry analysts is that the 1-year average price may go up to as high as $28.43. So I like that, right? So there's some upward potential as identified by professional industry analysts. These guys and gals are professionals, and that's all they do, right? They'll look at stocks, they monitor what the companies are doing, they look at their income, their balance sheets, cash flow, and they determine a price target. And so for this particular company, they're thinking $28.43. Okay, where does that leave me? Well, let's go ahead and take a look. We saw the chart, right? We saw the chart. It's currently trading below the major support level. I'm thinking it's going to go up, and it should surpass support, which is I have it at $10.72-ish. I think the price is going to continue upwards and climb above this support level. And who knows, maybe in the next year, it may go as high as $28, like the industry analysts think. But let's go ahead and take a look at an option chain for this stock, and we'll get a better feel for what we think the potential might be as far as options trading goes. So let me go ahead, SHLS, and I'm going to press, so here's the stock, here's the stock chart, here's where we're currently at. I'm going to press trade the options, and I'm going to look at an option chain, and initially I'm going to, because I don't own any shares, I'm going to look at selling a cash secure put. So I'm going to press sell put, and I'm going to go 1 month out, or roughly 1 month, which would be May 20th. So it's a little bit short of a month, right? It's about 3 weeks. And now here we can see the different strike prices that are available in this particular options chain. And then that's on the left-hand side. And then on the right-hand side, we can see what the option premium that's currently being paid per share. Now, I'm thinking, if I look at the $10 strike price for this cash secure put, the delta has got a 40 delta. It's a little bit high. But as I look at the chart, let me go back to the chart real quick. I really don't think the stock is going to drop down to that $10 level, right? So it's got to hit even lower lows than it's been at. So that's one consideration that I'm making, is that, as I look at this, there's a $10 strike. It's got a 40 delta, so there's some risk there, right? So it might actually drop below the $10, and I'll get assigned the shares, which is fine. I like the company. I wouldn't mind owning it, and this would be a way for me to get the shares at a cheaper price. Alternatively, I could look at a $7.50 strike price. It's got a 12 delta. So, and I really, really don't think the stock price will drop this low. Something pretty dramatic would have to happen, in my opinion, for the stock price to drop to $7.50. So what I'm going to do is I'm considering selling a cash secure put with this $10 strike price. So let's go ahead and do a quick little analysis and show what the profit potential could be, right? So I have something called Picking Stocks for Options Analyzer here. I'm going to use this tool, and I've got, I can use it for cash secure puts. You can look at the tabs here at the bottom. Let me get out of the way here. Maybe you can't see the tabs because I have this thing scrolling here. There we go. So I've got a couple tabs here, so I can use it for cash secure puts. I can use it for covered calls, and I can also do leaps analysis of different stocks, so long-term equity anticipation stocks. In this case, we're going to do cash secure put. I'm going to plug in the symbol, and the expiration date, we're going to choose the May 20th expiration date, and the $10 strike price, and the premium being paid. Let's go back and take a look. $10 strike price, right? So I'm selling a put, May 20th expiration, $10 strike price. It's currently paying $1 per share. So let's plug that number in. $1. And the current market price is $10.26. Okay, so with the expiration date of May 20th, that means the length of this cash secure put option contract is 22 days. So that's roughly 3 weeks. It's just a day, 1 day over 3 weeks. So pretty close. Now with the $10 strike price, what does that mean for me selling a cash secure put? That means I need to reserve $1,000 as my collateral. And that's in case the option gets exercised. And then at that point, the shares will get assigned to me and I'll need to pay for those shares. And so by reserving this $1,000 as my collateral, that kind of guarantees that if the shares do get assigned to me, I have the money on hand ready to pay for them. So that's what that's about. So I have to reserve the $1,000. Now, if the shares do get assigned to me, right, the option gets exercised and the shares do get assigned to me, I'll end up paying $10 per share, which is a discount of 26 cents off the current market price. So I'll pay a little bit less than what the current market price is for these shares. And that 26 cents, that's a savings of 2.53%. So right off the bat, if this option gets exercised and I'm assigned the shares, I'm saving 2.5% off the cost of the current share price, right? Because I'm only going to pay $10 per share. Now, for selling the cash secure put, I'll receive a premium payment of $100, and that comes from this premium amount of $1. Remember now that an option contract controls 100 shares, and so in that case, the $1 per share for the 100 shares in an option contract, well, that's $100. So for selling the cash secure put option contract, I'll get the I'll get the $100 as a premium payment, and that $100. What does that represent? Well, that represents a 10% gain or return on my investment from the $1,000 that I'm reserving, right? So I'm reserving $1,000, but as part of selling the cash secure put option contract, and in return for reserving that money, I'm going to receive $100 cash as a premium payment, and that money is mine to keep forever, and it'll show up as a credit deposited immediately into my trading account, and I can do whatever I want with it. I can use that money to buy other shares or execute other option trades. I can actually withdraw it and put it into my own personal bank account and use that money. That money, that $100 premium payment, that's mine to keep forever. I never have to worry about it. And that's whether or not the option gets exercised or maybe the option expires worthless. That premium payment is mine to keep forever. Now, if you follow my channel at all, you know that I like to receive a premium payment that's roughly 1% per week for each week that the option contract is open. And so you can see in this case, this option contract would be open for 3 weeks. And so as a minimum, I would want to receive a premium payment that equates to 3%. Like again, it's the 1% per week. And in this case, I'd be getting 10%, which is awesome, right? So 3 times more than what I'm looking for in order to sell this cash secure put. So it does meet my minimum criteria right off the bat. Now, obviously, there's the risk that the shares will get assigned to me, right? If the market price drops below my strike price, this option contract is in the money and the shares will get assigned to me, which is fine. I'm okay owning the company because I think owning this company, even if it drops below, let's say the share price drops to $9.50, I'm still going to pay the $10, right? Because that's what I've agreed to in my option contract. But as I showed earlier, I think the share price will eventually climb higher and higher. And the industry analysts seem to think it may go as high as $28 within the next year. Now, if I actually get assigned these shares, I like the company. I want to own the shares. I'm okay with owning the shares. And what can I do once I have those shares? Well, I can just turn around and use those shares as collateral to sell a covered call and collect even more premium. So there's a method to my madness. And some of you may recognize this situation as a wheel strategy, right? So selling a cash secure put, getting the shares assigned to me, and then turning around and using those same shares now to sell a covered call and collecting even more premium. But if I don't get the shares, let's say the option contract expires worthless. Well, what happens in that case? Well, that means the market price never drops below my strike price, right? So let's say the market price on or before, or market price on the expiration date closes at $10.01. So it's 1 penny above my strike price. So in that case, the option contract is going to expire worthless. So what happens? So that $1,000 that's reserved as my collateral, remember that $1,000? That money gets released and returned back to me. So I don't, nothing happens to that $1,000. It was just sitting there reserved in case the shares got assigned to me. But the option contract gets expired, so those shares will come back to me, or that money will get returned back to me. So I keep my $1,000. I also keep the $100 premium payment that I received, and now I'm free to do whatever I want. I can start this process all over again, right? So I can sell another cash secure put, and use that same $1,000 now to reserve for maybe it's a different company, different shares. So that's kind of the cycle of how I approach my option trading. It's about looking for good companies, um, executing option trades, whether it's a cash secure put or a covered call, collecting the premium payments. And in this case, you can see I'd be collecting 10% as part of my premium payment. So, 10% return over 3 weeks, I think is pretty good. There's not a lot of investments out there like this where you can make 10% in 3 weeks. And so if I could do this every 3 weeks, I'd be more than happy, right? Okay, so enough about this particular stock. Let me jump on to some of the other stocks so you can see kind of what I'm looking at now. If you have questions about what I'm doing, again, in my Discord community, my simple trading room, I do have a dedicated question and answer channel. So you can pop in there and ask me questions, and I'd be more than happy, either myself or my team, to answer those questions for you as a part of being a member of that community. Um, and I, and again, I also post my stock picks. So, for example, this particular stock that I'm sharing with you, the Shoals Technologies (SHLS), I shared yesterday in my community, and at that time, the stock price was right around $9.70, and so you had some additional upside potential, if you will, because now the stock price is up around $10.26. So you can see the stock price is already starting to move forward. But you can get access to all those stock picks, my entry and exit criteria, and I'm also sharing my trade alerts. And so that's why I told my community yesterday to take advantage of this, or you know, I made it available to them, letting them know what I'm planning to do. Again, I'm not recommending what people should do. All right, let's move on to the next stock here that I'm looking at. Um, I've got a couple here. In the interest of time, because I see it's already 12:23, so we've got about 40, or actually 37 minutes left in the trading day, maybe 36 minutes. I don't want to take up too much more time. Let me show you one. It's ACMR. I'll go back to Yahoo Finance. Um, One of the things you'll notice is I use publicly available information, right? So I'm not doing any special memberships. I do have memberships to financial type information, but what I try to share with my community, because I know a lot of you are new or beginning and you don't want to have to put a lot of money into it, I want to make this affordable and accessible to everyone. So I try to use open source information. So you see a lot of my information that I provide is like off of Yahoo Finance. Anybody can go here, look up the same information that I'm looking up, and get the same information to make trades and or trading decisions. All right. So this stock is, let's see here. It's ACM Research Incorporated, ACMR. Let me do this real quick. ACMR. It's got a market cap of $913 million, so just shy of $1 billion. Well, not just shy, but it's up there. But this is a smaller type company, so typically that means it's a smaller company. They may not be. They have to be more careful with their money, right? They don't have as much wiggle room, if you will. They have an average trading volume of just over 1 million shares. So again, I like the liquidity. I want to make sure that there's a market for the shares, because if I'm holding them and I need to trade them, whether I need to sell them or trade them, I want to be able to know that I can do that relatively easily. And in this particular case, I like to use the 1 million, the average share trading volume at 1 million or higher. It's not a perfect formula. It's just one of the guidelines that I look at, and it's a guideline. I'm not hard over on if there's a company where the trading has an average share trading volume of 900,000. Does that mean that I don't look at it? Well, obviously not. I still look at the company because, uh, like all of us, we're in it to make money, and so if an opportunity is there, um, I like to look at those opportunities. Okay, so ACM Research. Let me do this real quick here. Get my face there. I don't think you probably don't want to stare at me, right? ACM Research Incorporated. They develop, manufacture, and sell single wafer wet cleaning equipment for enhancing the manufacturing process for integrated chips worldwide. So if you're following the tech industry at all, you know that there's a not only is there a global shortage of basic supplies and materials, but there's also been a global shortage of uh, integrated circuits, these microchips, which are used just about everywhere you can think of now, right? So in our smartphones, in our cars, our vehicles, refrigerators, all of our appliances, basically anything with a computer in it or an integrated circuit board will have these will have a need for integrated circuits or these chips. And so because we have such a shortage of chips right now, I think there's this big push or there's going to be a huge demand for uh, the production of chips in the future. And along with it goes um, the equipment used to manufacture those chips. So not necessarily the chips themselves, but in this particular case, ACM Research, listen carefully, they develop, manufacture, and sell single wafer wet cleaning equipment for enhancing the manufacturing process of integrated circuit chips. All right, so this company, think of it like, in the gold rush when people were mining for gold, the guys that made a killing were the ones selling the picks and axes. You've probably heard that analogy before, and it really holds true, right? So if you're providing a product or a service in supporting an industry, you tend to do better than if you're, or you have potential to do better than if you're just aiming for the one prize that everybody else is shooting for. So in this case, as the chip manufacturing continues to grow and scale, or the demand continues to grow, I think the processes for manufacturing those chips will need to grow and scale as well. And so this company, ACM Research, I think is positioned well to possibly take advantage of that. Um, we'll go ahead and take a look at the chart real quick. ACMR. Here we can see it's currently trading at $15.52. But it's let me do this real quick here. It's down, right? So you can see this chart. This is a daily chart going back to beginning of this year, 2022. We could see it was initially trading in this range in between. Looks like a support right around $23 and a resistance of just over $30, right? So it's trading in this range, and then lo and behold, March 11th, it gapped down. The stock gapped down. In fact, let's take a look at what it gapped down. It gapped down roughly. Well, we'll do the middle of the chart. It gapped down about 19%, almost 20% in one day. So I'm looking for this stock to rebound and gap back up to fill that gap. As I look at this chart, right? Let's take a look. What happened near this date was, so if we look at the most recent, or not the most recent, but the earnings report, right? They beat earnings per share by 37%, and the revenue, they beat the revenue projections or the estimates by 7.1%. So by all accounts, if you just go by the earnings reports, this company was beating what the expectations were. And then, as you can see, after a few trading sessions, the stock dropped down and actually hit a low. What is that? This looks like $15. Yeah, 15. Yeah, just about $15.50, $14, somewhere in this time frame. And so, for whatever reason, and I looked at the news reports, I don't know that I saw anything that really stood out as one of those reasons for the stock to drop, but the stock fell, right? Let me do this. See if I can't share with you. Is that it? I don't think that's it. What I wanted to do was get industry analysts, kind of what I showed you earlier, right? What are the industry analysts taking a look? Oh, here we go. All right. So the industry analysts, where do they think the stock is going? So right now, there's a total of 6 industry analysts. They give this stock a strong buy recommendation. Um, and for a 1-year price target, there's a low ranging from $33.33 up to a high of $46 as the high price target, with an average 1-year price target of $40.50, giving this stock an upside potential of 160%. So, again, if I'm holding this stock and it's currently trading at $15.48, um, the consensus among the industry analysts is that it could go as high as $40 within the next year. And so that's kind of, one of the things I look at and I think, wow, I kind of like that. I like the company. I like what they're doing. And I think there's a lot of future growth there. But I do think they're currently in an oversold um, situation. Let's take a look here. I think it's maybe right about there. Yeah, so I see a support level right around $14.60. So I'd be looking to see, if I can get this stock, sell a cash secure put. Let's just take a quick look at an option chain. ACMR. And then we'll take a look at the option chain selling a cash secure put May 20th. Again, it's roughly 3 weeks out. I really don't think it's going to drop below this $15 strike price, right? Even though it's got a 40 delta, I feel pretty strongly about that. It's my own personal opinion. So I would be looking to do this stock with a $15 strike price. So again, I'm going to use my picking stocks for options analyzer, and I'm going to use the cash secure put analyzer tab. Let's go ahead and plug the symbol in, ACMR. This is going to be May 20th for the expiration, and a $15 strike price. And what is it currently paying? It's currently paying $1 and, well, just changed on us. So that's one of the things when you do real-time live sessions like this, the prices change. Right now it's trading at $1, or it's paying $1.15. So let's go ahead and plug that in there. $1.15 is an option premium. Let's see, 1541 current market price, May 20th expiration. So again, it's 21 days out. This option contract would have a length of roughly 3 weeks. I need to reserve, if I'm going to do this trade, I need to reserve $1,500 as my collateral. That's because it's $15 per share as my strike price times the 100 shares. So that's $1,500 I need to reserve as my collateral. Now, if the shares do get assigned to me, I'll end up paying the $15 per share, and that's a savings of 41 cents off the current market price. And that represents a discount of 2.66%. So not bad, right? So I'm still getting a 2% discount if I pay the $15 per share. What's really nice, though, is for selling the cash secure put, I'll receive a premium payment of $115, which is more than my other trade, right, which is $100. But this case, I'll receive $115. But the percentage is lower, right? So if you look at the overall percentage, that's a return of 7.67%. So this one also meets my criteria of getting 1% per week. So ideally, I'd like to get 3% as a minimum. Over here, I'd be doubling it, a little bit more than doubling, right? 7.67%. So I like this trade as a possible cash secure put. I could also do a covered call. I think Shoals, SHLS, also lends itself to doing a covered call. I won't go through that right now, but if you join my Discord community, I can share some of those numbers with you, and you get a better sense of what those returns would be. So real quick, let's see, it's 12:35. I don't know that I wanted to go this long because I want to leave some of the trading day open and available for some of you. So I'm not going to jump through and do a lot of more details. Although I'd love to be able to walk you through a covered call trade, right? So you can see the numbers involved and why SHLS, the Shoals Technology, works as either a cash secure put or a covered call. So if you already own 100 shares, you could use those shares to sell a covered call. And I think there's plenty of opportunity for there as well. Let's see. I got a comment here from Oscar Esteves that says you can always just average down and sell a call above the cost. Oh, so this goes back to my original, right? So if I get assigned the shares, the price. So when I was talking about Shoals, right? So it has a $10 strike price. Let me go over here real quick. I think this is what Oscar is referring to. So I have the $10 strike price. Let's say that the market price, my $10 strike price, let's say the market price dips below and closes out on the expiration date at $9.50. Well, Oscar's right. I can just use those shares now to sell a covered call, but pick a strike price that's either equal to my 10, which I paid. I can maybe even do 10.50, and then build in some price appreciation as a part of that trade itself. So there's ways as a part of this. In fact, it's the wheel strategy, right? It's that whole sell a cash secure put, get the shares, now use those shares to sell a covered call. It's that wheel strategy that I use and that a lot of traders use to make money on a continuous basis. I don't want to say continuous, but you could see how you sell a put, get shares, sell a covered call, get your shares assigned, and then repeat the process over and over. So that's where the wheel strategy comes. And if there's enough interest, I'll hold another live session like this and maybe walk through a couple examples. And that way you can learn about the wheel strategy and the different ways or methods that you can generate an income, but just by owning 100 shares of a single stock. It's actually pretty nifty. And it's one of the great things, or one of the great strategies that I use as part of my option trading activities to make money on a monthly or weekly basis. All right. Let's see. 12:38 is what I show Pacific time. So we've got 22 minutes left in the trading day. I'm going to open it up for comments, see if there's any questions or comments that anyone has. And then, like I said, I'll try to answer them here. If not, jump on over to my Discord, and let me put that here. You could jump over to my Discord, which is my Simple Trading Room community, where myself or my staff will answer a lot of the questions for you, right? So you've got detailed questions, whether they're more general, like how does the wheel strategy work, or things of that nature, or maybe they're very specific to your situation. Maybe you have a question about something that you're doing in your trades. Um, in my trading room community, we answer questions and answers. That channel is open 24 hours a day. And not that we get to it 24 hours a day, but someone will always get back and answer the questions. I also share my stock picks, just like I'm doing today. I've got 4 more stocks that I want to share. We just ran out of time. But I got more stocks that I can share. Jump over to my community. I'm more than willing to share them with you. And then I also give trade alerts, right? So if I see an opportunity come up, I share the stock. I tell you what I'm going to be doing, right? Whether I'm doing a cash secure put or a covered call. And I tell you that I'm going to do it today or tomorrow. And then I post my trades. You can see my actual transaction records from my account history. I post all that information so you can track them for yourself. All right, let me take a quick look, see if there's any more comments. No, I don't see any questions from everyone, so that's awesome. I guess everybody's good to go. I could have taken a look if you had questions about certain stocks or trade that you're involved with or something you're considering. I don't see anything here. If you want to see more live streams like this, I'm more than happy to do it. If there's more interest, just let me know. Comment on some of my videos on my YouTube channel. Let me know that you're interested in seeing more live trading sessions, and I'd be happy to accommodate. But again, it works really well if there's a lot of interest, because I know that I'm able to help people. That's really what I want to do. That's kind of my motivation. All right, we've got 20 minutes left in the trading day. Don't miss out on some of these opportunities. Take a look at your own portfolio, figure out what your risk is, your risk tolerance, what you may or may not want to do. I'm sharing what I'm doing. Like I said, I'm not making any recommendations or advising anyone to do what I'm doing. Make those decisions for yourself. But it's good to know because sometimes it's always fun to know, hey, what's that guy doing over there? What are they doing? So I just wanted to open my kimono, so to speak. I don't know about that phrase, but share what I'm doing so that all of you get a chance to see as well. All right. So thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate all the time you spent with me. I hope to see you guys again in another live session. Like I mentioned, it's always good to talk with all of you and interact. I really enjoy these times. So I just want to wish you good luck and lots of success with all of your trades. I'll see you guys again in the next live session. Bye for now.